Okay, hello guys, hope you're doing well today. Thank you for tuning in as always. Shout out to all the subs, welcome along anyone new, gratitude to everybody. So this video is just about space really, and just depending on how much space you have and where you train and what you're doing, you actually don't always need that much space, at least not to work on certain things, right? For example, if I'm right here and I'm trying to work on, let's just say my head movement, right? I can just keep my balance and my shape and my stance right here without even moving my foot, okay? And I've made a video about the fundamentals, which covers this a little bit, but that's with moving. But if I'm just right here, I can just slip to my right, slip to my left, pivot, right? And the front foot pivot doesn't even move. Obviously it moves to pivot, but it's in the same place, right? And I'm working on my head movement here. I can pivot back. I'm working on blocking here. As you see the rotation from the feet here, this is important because this is where the transfer of weight happens. Bang, bang, I'm still here. Roll, throw a punch, slip, roll under, uppercut, hook, cross, roll. So you can work on your punches, you can work on your defense, you can work on catching. I just made a video about defense on the 3 elements of defense, right? Blocking here, head movement, rolling, slipping, right? Stepping back, stepping forward. Somebody left a comment saying, he appreciated my videos. He's working out at home on a bag, I think. And this video maybe is towards people that don't have much space, or they're at home and they're looking to improve their skills. Well, you can certainly do that, without really moving your feet. Ideally, you want to move your feet unless you're really practicing on something specific, like a certain punch, right? For example, if I just want to say here and I'm just starting to work the jab, right? I always recommend beginners not moving, because when you move your feet and you start jabbing, it becomes a lot more complicated because you're starting to need to connect your feet with your hands, and that's a little bit more difficult. But if you are just wanting to learn, right, just stay here, right here, get a nice stance, 60, 40, all right, roughly, okay? So you got most of your weight on the back foot, right? I'm just nice and relaxed here, hands up, elbows on the rib cage, chin down, boom, and just work that jab, right? Stay here, work the snap, boom, right back to your chin. And you can put some head movement in there as well, boom. See, I don't need much space for this. I don't need to move. So if you got neighbors below you, which I've done that before, where I've been in my room just bouncing around, shadow boxing like that, and I've heard this bang, 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 bang. And I was like, oh man, maybe I should slow that down. You could do this, right? Just right here, boom. You're not making any noise, but you can still practice. And then here, change the angle, boom, slip, slip, change the angle, boom, boom, right? And you're just working on stuff with limited space. It really just comes down to how you apply yourself and how much you really want to learn, how much you really want to get better, how much time you're willing to put into it. If you want to do it, you can do it. That's what it comes down to. If you don't have the space, you don't have a gym for access, you can still do a certain amount. And now ideally, it would be beneficial that you, when you're shadowboxing, let me check my audio is still good. Ideally, you want to move around, right? I want to boom, boom, pretend that I'm in a real situation, shadowboxing, boom, working that jab, boom, boom, working the defense, boom, boom, working all the elements I spoke of, staying relaxed, working on the fundamentals, working on that jab, working your feet, and just working that pivot too. So you got to obviously make it as realistic as possible. But if you don't have that space and you don't have the luxury of a gym, you don't have, well, I was going to say you don't have the ability to be outside. You absolutely do. So you should get outside and do it. And part of working out outside is the mental barrier of like what people are thinking about you. Are you good enough? Are you confident enough? You have to get past that. The more you get past that, the better stuff you're going to get to quicker, right? Especially with the summer coming. If you're not, well, I don't know where people live, obviously, but if you're in the middle of the winter right now, I promise you, when you get to May and you're confident enough to shadowbox outside, and you're outside in nature, you're outside in a bit of sunshine, you're getting exercise. I mean, those things right there are going to massively improve your mental state. If people are searching for that, you know, this channel isn't just about boxing, it's about discipline, it's about self-respect, it's about, you know, getting the best out of yourself. And I'm trying to give people, you know, as many tips and advice, you know, take it or leave it. You know, I just telling you what's worked for me over the years, and boxing is life-changing. Anyway, just a quick video today. I'm trying to post a little bit more as this channel grows, with even just small videos like this, just to connect with people and just let you know that, you know, there's some stuff you can do and where to start. As I said, getting a nice stance, nice and relaxed, hands up, right? And you can just work on the simple slips. I made a video on slipping. The smaller, the shorter, the more precise, the better, right? I don't want to slip over here, slip over here, and slip over here. It's too far. You know, it's too far. You're going to be off balance, you're going to be out of position. And same with rolling. When you're rolling, do this and make sure you look at your opponent when you're doing it, right? Simple weave here. The legs are going to move as well. Roll, roll, punch, punch, roll, punch. Throw some punches in there if you want, you know. Boom, boom. It doesn't have to do that to start with, but there's always an extension. Same with slipping, right? If I'm slipping here, I can throw a hook. If I'm slipping here, I can throw a cross. Slip, hook, roll, cross, roll, hook. And you know, you can build it up from there and just freestyle a little bit, because when you start shadowboxing, the big part of that is bringing everything together and freestyling. But that's it from me. I hope you guys are well. Smash the like button if you enjoyed it, and I'm going to do more of these, as I said, and then every now and then I'll do one with a bit more editing when I have a bit more time. But I think consistency and more content is probably better for now. Anyway, have a peaceful day. Have a great week ahead of you. You know, get a good night's sleep, eat some good food, get some exercise, be outside in nature. You're well on your way to, you know, being a better version of yourself. Thanks a lot. I'm out.
Boxing.
Here, you really don't need a lot of room to shadow box or to work on anything really here. You know, pivot, jab, slip, slip, roll, pivot, 1, 2. Basic footwork. Fundamentals, jab, footwork, keeping your hands up. You know, you could do this in your bedroom really. Here I'm in the gym now, but I'm only just using like a little circle. Keeping those hands up, being defensively responsible. Jab, 1, 2, and then moving after a punch 2, pivot. Simple stuff. Just made a video on the pivot too, so pivot here, slip, slip, pivot, roll, back this way, uppercut, hook, cross, slip, slip, pivot, pivot, roll, 1, 2, or a hook, cross, back to here, roll. Keep it simple, keep it tidy, keep your hands up, keep the good shape, nice balance, nice and relaxed, and just work on the fundamentals and the movement, keeping your hands up. Boom, jab, boom, boom, 1, 2, pivot, roll, pivot. Footwork, basics. Thanks for watching.